I call this topic as like collaborative design on cultural townscape on the case study of Chiang Mai in Chiang Mai. First of all, I would love to introduce my city. Chiang Mai is the northern Thai, which is like in the province. Like we are the second biggest city in Chiang Mai in Thailand. And as you can see, like we in the northern region, and also inside of the Chiang Mai city, we have like the small city center, and we call it as like a municipalities area or city area. And not just that, like we have long history about 728 years old, and which is we represent ourselves as a traditional and cultural city, but not so far ago, like about 10 years ago, we was named as a creative city in the network of craft and folk art from UNESCO. So let me introduce you what is about the walkable city. I'm focusing on the cultural city first, and walkable is a part of cultural city. So my research is focusing on the definition of cultural landscape and townscape. So when we talk about cultural landscape, it will be like the geography-based city. So all of the culture related to the nature environment. So it will be back to like very period of the time in 1296, which is like the Chiang Mai originally were established and settled with the water system, and the pre-modern era between like the King Kawila in 1802. But they will be boring because like, it always be like the revival of old things, right? The old city had changed a lot, but back then the old city was located between the mountain and river. The mountain is on western side and generating the water from the creek to the water channel. So that's why we generating the natural water to maintain and to neutral the old town. And this is the idea of creating town by creating the water system as an infrastructure to the old city. And right now, if I collaging the old water system to the existing city right now, you can see like many waterway is were gone because of the development of the modernities, car, properties, and every modern developments were, I would say, like destroy the old water system of old town. So this is the perspective of a very beautiful Gu Tao temple, which is took from the pond called Nong Bua, which is right now is already gone. Because of the development, they never care that the water system, the infrastructure, they just adopt a new one. So right now, the city in Chiang Mai like this. It's just only like the modern city. You cannot see like the thing that we've been told, like the traditional, cultural from the physical things. This is the picture I took from the tape and looking through the old city. You cannot see the city fabric of old settlement, even like the old city, even like the temple. It's all plenty of apartment and condominium. And all of the things were manipulated and were developed by zoning. As you can see, zoning is like a area centric, which is uh, looking at the area by 2D from top to down as a planning. And also with the conflict of developments as a modern and also like the waterway, that's lead the problem of flooding. So the water cannot flow naturally. The contour of the state was changed by the street, and that's why they have many lowland and wetland back then. But right now, the water never flown by the contour, so they have many problems about flooding and overflow. So right now, we have to focusing on townscape. This is like the Chiang Mai, which is were pushed in 1961 with the National Economic and Social Development Plan, which is we are a part of a nation and we were put so hard to create our city in terms of economic and social. So that means Chiang Mai become a modern city in not that long ago. I would say like in 80 years, about 80 years. And this is my narrative. Nature environment and built environment, how make it blend and peacefully live together. So if you're looking to the city were pushed so hard by the idea of modernity, modern developments, and we creating the cycle spread outside to suburban area. And because of they use like a street, and also car-centric. So that's why the city was divided as the city gap, urban gap. So as you can see, we have many gaps in the city like Santitan gap, Nimman gap. And from that gap is shown that the city have two systems. First system is like the agriculture culture, which is temple center community, which is connecting temple by small alley. It's more like a organic shape, and the alley is so small because it's agriculture way back then. The house is compound house. But another system is modernity. They divide everything by the idea of car-centric. They divide properties, and also giving an idea of properties, make land cut by geography thing, like geography thing. So those is work as a top-down, as a trust strategy from government to the local. And because of we can never get away with the grid. Right now we have third ring road and fourth and five ring road will continue on and on and on. But the area that I study is Chiang Mai. It's in between old city and outer wall, which is interesting because Chiang Mai is district. But Chiang Mai is also well developed between two streets, Ta Pa Street and also Chiang Mai Street, which is right now is become one-way traffic. So when you get in, you will get to Ta Pa Street, and when you get out, you will go out from Chiang Mai Street. Because they happen to have like the gap between the cities. So this is the image of government with creating Chiang Mai as a tourism city, which is looking from east to west. And people know the tactic. People living in the grid. So many tactics for people who living inside the grid. They know people who get in. They know tourism. They know how to survive. So this is a picture from the same street. They adapt. They live, negotiate in the sense of mixed-use area. So from that, this is my idea to creating the in-between space, which is shown the economy, social, environment equally, and shown that the city have some space, which is happen to have the mixed-use area, and that it represent culture, the real culture. Culture is represent way of life. So when we're talking about culture, we would love to represent human living way. So in the case study of Chiang Mai, it used to be the temple centric. It used to be like this. It connect between Ta Pak Gate and also the Lost Gate called Chiang Mai Gate. And the fabric is connected from north to south. And they have like the temple center as a Champu temple and also like the satellite temple and connect to another temple called Lam Cham. But right now, from the local study, you can see the develop from modern city, it just developed for car centric and also street. So the development is just shown and creating the city uh, rely on the main street. As you can see, the red one, the red block is shop house, which is creating a big fencing. And you cannot see the inner of the city because like it's blind and you cannot never see what the local live inside. So it's like a very fencing. You cannot see temple inside. The strong of development is so strong. So that lead to urban gentrification. Gentrification will move in, move out a lot. So my work is collaging memory. I collaging a history of Chiang Mai by generation who living there before the city was developed in 1961 and collect any memory from generation through now. We have four generations right now. And from collaging memory, we found out that we have many focus groups to learn on. We have design thinking with university. We work with municipality, and also from do the community participation with academic and local government. We continue more and more and more on site working step by step, and we found out that the city have another fabric inside of the gap. So that is creating the network. And that lead us to creating the cultural mapping, which is shown the cultural townscape, not related only the history, but also culture and economy. So Chiang Mai, they have like many fabric. You can go in Chiang Mai Old Street from north to south, and you can see the urban fabric as a compound house and temple and old pagoda. And also you can shortcut in another alley to see the local community and also connect to modern building, modern shop house. And from that idea of cultural mapping, it lead a route for learning and also creating zoning. Those zoning is like a private zone to save the people who living there to be defending from noisy, polluting, and also like from the nightclub around there, and creating a silent zone, which is could be the safe zone for culture, temple, and also a buffer zone. We considering a business district is good, but they have to become a buffer zone for be combination and also make the city balance. And from that, you can see zoning, uh, cultural mapping, and route is the same thing, but not just Chiang Mai. We're connecting the same idea to another neighbor, to Lam Chang and Kwan Kama, and that represent a walking way, a cultural route, and that lead us to understand why do we walk? Because we doesn't walk along the street or rely to the street because the street is car-centric, but we walk to learning our route. We walk to save the people. We walk to neutral our route and also supporting local community. So that is my idea. And along the route way, we can follow like the historical and also like the creative business around. And that is my job, but not that's it. That is research, but I integrate design. So 2 years ago, I'm merging the event called Kon Khao Yaku, which is an event which is like day by day is like a more weak and no one integrate, no one networking anymore. I do an AR to creating the learning route. So the first AR is how to say why this pagoda in Shompu Temple is familiar with the Sutep Temple because it's twin temple. So I use an AR to creating and tracking another uh, pagoda on the sky, which is direct to the west uh, side to the city. So it's tracking on the real things. And also the idea to creating the plaza for event. This AR will scanning the plaza to show what it happened. It looks like in they have Konkayaku festival. And also along the route, it will show, if you scan on the alley, it will show up the dead or elephant, which is the meaning of Changmoi is mean the dead elephant or signet elephant. So we integrated with AR to creating the route as a learning route. And not just that, last year I integrate Pokemon Go to Chiang Mai and we call it Pokemon, which is like this is lead them to learn and play with the digital disruption. So along the route, we have support from local business. If you see the yellow lantern, which is look like Pokemon mixed with the low Lana lantern, you have to buy it and collect the stamp. Once you collect the stamp and you play a Pokemon Go along the road, the night active they just support us and they put Pokemon spot to approaching those routes and you can just collect and play Pokemon Go in the same time. Once you collect three stamps from three local people, you can exchange the Pokemon pocket. It's the elephant on the pocket, which is all the community products, and it will support community as well. So it leads people from Pokemon culture and also local culture and modern people. And most of people call me Pikachu man, and I make friends with all of these people. So culture create like people, and people is the city. So uh, I would love to mention that city is mean nothing without the data. So I do another thing called the visualize data for people called Chiang Mai We Care, and we generating and visualize the data, the topic of city, and that people become data, and people can be the one who be an active citizen and set the topic that they want to drive the city. So from this project, it set up the website and data visualization, and it's turned out to be like this, the city by people. And it will be like the new thing, negotiate with the top down from the government that they have like 20 years planning. And they grading the sixth district, which is bottom up from local citizenship, active citizen. So that's it for my lecture. I run over time, but this is my quote. Understand city because of you understand it, because of you experience the culture by people. So that's it for my slide.